Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are two types of births in this world. I am not talking biological births. One type of birth is that where the divine descends in the human form. Other type of birth is that where the mortal is struggling to evolve to the divinity. The first type is called technically as the Adi Daivik or avatar, descending of the divine to the human form. Between these two, we fall in the second category. We are born mortals, we have to evolve. So, the teachers again belong to two types. Those who are like us and those who have descended from the divine, and we cannot compete and become like them. It is not possible. So, the text that we are studying, Amrutanubhava, is attributed to a great saint whose name is Santa Gyaneshwar. In the original Marathi language, they call it Santa Jnaneshwar. In Hindi, they call it Gyaneshwar. And in Sanskrit, it is called as Jnaneshwar. And in English, Jnaneshwar. So different languages, different way. So he belongs to the first category. If we see his life, if we were in his life, we would have been a case of utter disgust, revenge and frustration. But in all his writing, there is not even one word of bitterness. The reason is, he was not just born like any average person. In his lineage, maybe about a dozen generations earlier, the people who were there, his father, grandfather, great-grandfather, etc., they were great saints. And his father, when he was married at a young age of maybe 14, 15, this is 700 years after Christ. So, he was so much withdrawn, although married in those days when he was just a child, 15, 14 years of child, he was married compulsorily. But he was totally dispassionate towards the world. And he took permission from his wife, every day asking the same thing. Finally, she said, go. For that, she was also very young, 12 years child. So he has gone to Varanasi and he was spending his time in some ashram and doing sadhana. It so happened that the head of that ashram from Varanasi, he was going to Rameshwar, and on the way, the same town where these people were living, he happened to come. So his wife went and did namaskar to that great saint, and he blessed her that may you have children. That is considered to be the highest blessings from a saint. So may you have children. So she started crying. Then no lady will get this kind of blessing as a curse. So he said, why are you crying, mother? Then she said, how can it happen? My husband has taken sannyasa and gone to Varanasi. So how can I have? Then that Mahatma just sits there and finds out, yes, this boy is her husband. He goes back and sends him, go back and lead a married life. You are born for that. So he comes and 4 children are born. So traditionally, a sannyasi cannot revert back to the grahastha ashram. He cannot again come to the married life. When these 4 children were born, they were condemned, both the parents and the children. And then finally, they were punished by the wise people of the time that unless you end your life, your children cannot be purified. So both the mother and the father, they went to Varanasi and jumped into the river and finished themselves. Now these 4 children, orphans, like that the story goes. And in between, it so happens that to protect themselves from the humiliation of the society, the father, the mother and the 4 children, they were going around a mountain, Brahmagiri mountain, which is near Nasik and Trambakeshwar, as a daily pradakshina. So that is to take away a lot of time and focusing on the divine. One day it so happened there was a tremendous hurricane, and in that everybody was, just lost here and there. And the eldest son, Nivrutti, he was not traceable and he happened to end up in a cave. And in that cave there was a great saint, Ganinath Maharaj. He was sitting there and he said, I am waiting for you last 200 years. Come. And in 8 days he was initiated and given the highest knowledge. Then he was told, you go and give this knowledge to your brother. He came and gave that knowledge to Santa Ganeshwar within 1 week. Complete. At the age of 15, 16, the type of commentary he has written on Bhagavad Gita is unparalleled. It is out of the world. So supreme it is. And he has got his original view in that. So, after when it was all over, then he showed it to his guru. His guru said, that is all right, but you write your own experience. What you are told is what Bhagavan Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita. You tell what you have to tell. Talk about your experience. And therefore this book, Amrutanubhava, has come up, the meaning of which is the nectar of experience, Amrutanubhava. This is how this book is by someone who doesn't belong to our category. Extraordinary personality. And at the age of 21, he took live samadhi. And a lot of big story, I cut it short. Now this particular book, it came in my hand like a magic. I was attending to someone in a hospital, cancer hospital, and one person came to meet me there. He said, Swamiji, how come you are here? I said, I am attending to somebody. So, I'll give you some book to read. So he gave me this book to read. And when these books come, I can get lost in this very easily. So, I studied it very deep. And there is one statement which comes in this book, where it is told, knowledge is bondage. And all the Vedanta that I have studied was completely paralyzed. Because in Vedanta we are told, knowledge is everything. And here in this book it is said, knowledge is bondage. That made me very uneasy. Hey, where I am going if knowledge is bondage? And then once I went to uh, Ganesh Puri in near Mumbai, and somebody met me and said, Swamiji, we don't know what to give you. You pass on the things to others. So I have bought this book for you. And one book was given to me. And when I just opened that book casually, this particular sutra came, knowledge is bondage. And as if I jumped out of my skin, wow, this is, I have been struggling, where it is this. Then I studied that. That branch of knowledge is called as Ishvara Advayavad, or it is called as the Chidvilas, or in English it is called as Kashmiri Shaivism. Then I studied Kashmiri Shaivism at length, depth. And in that, this book falls. This is, in short, the background of this book. Now, there are two types of statements which come in our Vedanta Shastra. One statement is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. The world is an illusion. Brahman, the truth alone, is the reality. One statement. The second statement is the whole world is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. So if you put these two statements together, what will be the conclusion? The world is illusion. The Brahman is the world. Therefore, Brahman is illusion. And I got lost. I said, hey, how it can be? And then this particular text came to my help. This is how this text is extremely beautiful. After having completed his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, at the end of the Bhagavad Gita commentary, Bhavartha Deepika, he has praised to the Lord. Oh Lord, please give me this. Give me this as your blessing, your prasad. And in that, what he asks is totally different than what an average person can ask. When his parents were asked to commit annihilation of their existence by jumping into the river, yet he did not have bitterness for them. One of the most important things which I respect Nareshwar Maharaj is this. He said, your individual experiences should not be taken as destroying the tradition and culture. How important it is. Tradition and culture alone maintains the beauty of a society. When the tradition and culture is gone, the society is destined for destruction. See, friends. Therefore, he at the end of it, he asks this Pasayadan, Ata Vishwatmake Deve Yene Vagyadne Toshave Tosho Nimadadave Pasayadanahe Je Karanchi Venkati Sando Taya Tatkarmi Rativadho Bhuta Paraspare Pado Maitra Jivache Duritache Timiradao Vishwaswadharma Surye Paho Zoje Vanchilato Telaho Pranidata Varshata Sakra Bangari Ishwar Nishtanchi Mandiyari Anavarta Bhumandari भेडतु भूताम चल कल्पतरुंचे आरव चेतना चिंतामणीचे गाव बोलते जे अर्णव पीयूषाचे चंद्रमेजे अलांछन मार्तंडचे तापहीन ते सर्वाही सदा सज्जन सोयरे होतु किंबहुना सर्वसुखी पूर्ण होविनीतिही लोकी भजिजो आदिपुरुखी अखंडित आणि ग्रंथोपजीवी विशेषी लोकी ये दृष्टादृष्टि विजय होवावेजी येथमणे श्री विश्वेश्वरावो हा होईल दान पसावो येणे वरे ज्ञानदेवो सुखिया झाला. There are 9 couplets in which what he said is so touching. First, he says, now I have completed my commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Now I pray to the Lord, who is the God? Vishwatmake, the one who is abiding in everybody's heart. It is not my God, your God. The one who is abiding in the hearts of all the people, may he be pleased by this sacrifice of knowledge. So in the sacrifice of knowledge, knowledge is the fire and in which the ignorance is offered as the oblations. So may he be pleased, and as his um, gesture of gift, may he give me the following. Second thing is, those who are the wicked in this world, may they give up their wickedness. Original Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam. Bhagavan says, I will destroy the wicked. Santa Gyaneshwar says, may the wickedness of the wicked people disappear. See the quality. He is not here to destroy anybody, to improve. Therefore, may the wicked give up the wickedness and take refuge in the righteousness. See, basic difference. It is very easy to condemn somebody. Somebody is bad and may he will be destroyed. Curse somebody. Cursing is not the creed of the saints and sages. Therefore, and may all things live in harmony. See, Bhuta paraspare pado maitra jivache. Let us lead in a friendly atmosphere of togetherness. This cannot come to an average person. And further, may the darkness of sin disappear and the sun of righteousness rise on the horizon of the world. May all beings attain fulfillment in their pursuit. Further, may all the beings of this planet forever come across, meet the assembly of sages and saints, showering the divine blessings. That means, let there be satsanga everywhere. We all must get an opportunity to attend satsanga. And let all the people be in the company of the saints. And who are the saints? See his way of imagination and vision. First, they are the moving gardens of Kalpataru. Kalpataru is a desire-fulfilling tree. Gardens are in one place. Gardens don't move. He says, let the saints and sages be the gardens of, the moving gardens of desire-fulfilling trees. Further, the settlement of conscious Chintamani. Chintamani is a gem which will fulfill all the desires, but it is inert. But let them be the conscious gem who can fulfill all the desires of the seekers of the truth. Further, let them be the oceans of nectar personified. Ocean is normally salty. Let them be the nectar of the ocean of nectar, and let them be the moon without the blemish. Weakness in the moon is a blemish. And let them be the sun without the scorching heat. See the imagination to what extent it goes. What more, let there be in the three worlds filled with the infinite bliss and thereby abide in the Supreme Being. And may those who are desirous of living the knowledge in this book conquer their lust for the worldly enjoyments. See, this is for all the people who are wanting to walk the spiritual path. This is the first thing. The lust for and the desire for the worldly things must not be entertained. Either you get the Lord or you get the world. How important it is. And when this was said, then his Guru Nivruttinath Maharaj, he told him, yes, the Lord of the universe has blessed you. And having heard this, then Jnaneshwar Maharaj was extremely pleased and happy. So from this we understand the type of the quality that he was having. Now one more important point I'll tell you before we go. These two statements which I told you, that this world is an illusion and the Brahman alone is the world, what exactly do we mean by this? We have to clearly understand this. See, the cause is always established by studying the effects. This is the rule. When we go to the doctor, we tell them the effects, the symptoms. Sir, I have got these symptoms. From the symptoms, the doctor arrives at the cause. You are suffering from this disease. Cause is always established by studying the effects. This is the rule. See? Like Newton established the law of gravity. Why? Because he saw the effect. When the apple has fallen, if I was with Newton, I would have lifted it and cleaned it and eaten. But he started thinking, why it has gone down? What is the cause? And then he discovered. In the same manner, if we have accepted, because it is a statement of the scriptures, Upanishad, that this world is an illusion and the world is the reality, then what should be the effect of this cause? The effect will be freedom from desires. How? First of all, we take this world as an illusion. Now just watch. So many illusions we see in our life. One simple illusion is the rainbow. Rainbow is not a reality. It only appears. So when we see the rainbow, what is our interaction? We don't get frustrated. We are not complaining. On the contrary, we enjoy. Hey, see what a beautiful rainbow. And at the same time, we don't desire, let me take a piece of rainbow for my wife, she will be very happy. No. So, what is the meaning of looking at the world as an illusion? You don't suffer, you don't complain, and you don't desire. At the same time, you are not in depression. You enjoy. That is the meaning of the world is an illusion. See, friends. Then the second statement, this world is nothing but Paramatma, Brahman. What does it mean? I have things. For example, this watch is mine. I cannot have desire for my own watch. I will have desire for somebody something very good. Oh, this lamp is so nice, It is so tall. How can I take it to my place? Anyway, what can you do? When I look at the object, what happens? Our mind starts interacting and ultimately interaction leads to desire. But when it is my own, I don't desire. So if the whole world is nothing but Paramatma, which includes me, so there cannot be any desire for me. Like eyes cannot see themselves. Try to see your eyes with your own eyes. Nobody has seen till date. See, friends, we cannot desire ourselves. On the contrary, that experience where we live at a zero desire level is living in God. That is the divine expression. Therefore, real spiritual practice is not desiring the things in this world, but living very much in this world cheerfully, happily, without carrying the burden of desires. The more we contemplate on this, slowly, you'll come to know things are there with you, but you are not caught up under the burden of the things around you. This is the meaning of fulfillment of life. And unless we attain fulfillment, we will be struggling in this world for fulfilling our desires. We all have one equation, which is erroneous equation. Our equation is fulfillment of desires will lead to fulfillment in life. This doesn't happen. Right from childhood, how many desires we have fulfilled? And yet, they are still desire lingering. Because one desire you fulfill, the second is standing in the queue. What about me? You fulfill the second desire, the third is standing. And thus, we are constantly under the burden of desires, and that is why we are not at peace with ourselves. And whenever we are at peace with ourselves, as in deep sleep, that particular moment we are carrying no desires. See, friends. Thus, learning from our day-to-day experiences, we grow wise. Thereafter, Bhagavan Naneshwar Maharaj started writing this Amrutanubhava as the orders of his Guru. The first 5 verses he has composed in Sanskrit. Yad aksharam anakeyam anandam ajamavyayam srimannivruttinatheti khyatam daivatam ashraye. Daivatam ashraye. I take refuge at the feet of the Lord. Who is that Lord? Srimannivruttinath iti khyatam. Who is known in this world as Nivruttinath, who was his Guru. And what is his essential nature? He is Yad Aksharam, Anakeyam, Anandam, Ajam Avyayam. 5 ways is explained. He is imperishable. These are the things, if we reflect on these lines, you see the quality of life changes. Imperishable, that which cannot be destroyed. We suffer in this life never because of the death, because of the fear of death. Nobody has ever died, but all of us suffer because of the fear of death. And then the question is, Amiji, what will happen after I die to my wife? She will be happy. What will happen? Nobody dies in this world. Aksharam. After we wake out of the dream, do we worry about what has happened to my property, what has happened to my vehicles? No. In the same manner, a wise man awakened to his divine nature, for him this world is like a dream. Be very attentive. Nobody dreams the dream as a dream. During the dream is a solid reality. And when we are out of the dream, oh, thank God, it was a dream. And yet the heartbeat is still, pumping. See, exactly the same way. When we are awakened to our essential nature, then alone our sadhana is complete. And what is that awakened nature? Yad aksharam, which is not perishable. We are eternally the same. The one who has this experience, he is called as the Guru, and he is my Guru, Nivruttinath. Yadaksharam, then Anakheyam. Anakheyam means what? That which cannot be spoken of, cannot be described in words. Yesterday on the yoga day, they asked me to speak for 5 minutes. I said, hey, we have been listening to, rather, I gave them a small story. That once I went to a restaurant, a hotel, and I was told in that hotel, they have got the best menu in the world. So I took the menu, read it 10 times. But even there, my hunger didn't go. Exactly the same way. We are only talking about yoga and control the mind. And then you realize the truth. And blah, 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 blah. Only words, reading the menu. I said, I'll give you right away the experience of God. Ready? Then I told them. Don't talk to yourself. This is that. Now explain it. See, friends. Therefore, in the Ch-1 Upanishad, it is said, Maunavyakkya prakadita para brahma tattvam yuvanam. The truth is revealed through the eloquence of silence. And this silence is not opposed to sounds. We know only the relative silence. Absence of the sound is called as silence. We are not talking about that. That which is supporting both the sound and the silence is beyond the sound and the silence. That is what you are. Anakheyam cannot be spoken of. It is like this, it is like that. No. Anakheyam. Then Anandam. See, Ananda means what? Ananda means an experience where the experiencer and the experienced, the division is dissolved. That experience is called as Ananda. For example, Jasmine wanted me to eat rasgulla or whatever it was. And I had a very good food. So, I did not want to spoil that taste. I said no. So, when the object is in the plate and the tongue is in the mouth, there is a separation of the object and subject. And then you are waiting, the prayers are not getting over quickly. Come on, finish prayers quickly. And then ultimately you lift that pathetic looking object and put it on your tongue and close your mouth. Now what happened? Object, subject, division is dissolved. Ananda is that experience where experiencer is not born. Being is not comparable. Where there is a comparison, it is finite. Because Ekameva Dvitiya, it is one without a second. Therefore, Anandam Ajam. Ajam, unborn. Now this is another thing. Nobody ever have had any time the experience of birth. Just whether you like or you don't like it, whether you want or you don't want, you cannot have experience of birth. Nor we have the experience of growth, nor we have the experience of death, nor we have the experience of absence. Ajam, unborn. Otherwise, what will have to say? Body is born because earlier the body was absent. Now, if we say, I am born, what it means? Earlier I was absent. So, can out of absence something come out? From the non-existing wife, children were born. How it is possible? Therefore, Ajam, unborn, and Avyayam, that which is not subject to any modification. Ever the same. This is the ultimate truth. For me, he is none other than my Guru Nivruttinath, and I take complete refuge at the feet of my Guru. Now, what does it, the whole thing means? It means, how will a wave salute to the ocean? By remaining separate from the ocean or by dissolving in the ocean? When the wave will salute to the ocean, wave will disappear. In the same manner, when the ornament will salute to the gold, ornament will disappear, gold will remain. In the same manner, when the disciple salutes to the Guru, disciple disappears and only the Guru remains. And therefore you will see all the great masters, their compositions, they always say, all that is happening is by the Guru's grace, I am just an instrument. It is something like, just been told, I am expert in making stories. So listen to one story. There was a time I was sitting on my writing table and relaxing. So I heard a dialogue between the paper and the pen. The pen started telling, see, I have been writing such great words of wisdom. The paper said, write in the space. You are writing on me. I am the cause because of whom the writing is happening. The paper and the pen, they were fighting with each other. I am the writer, I am the writer. And the ink pot started giggling. So both are, hey, why are you giggling? You dumb fellows, without the ink, can you write anything? I was listening to that conversation. Exactly the same way. We have that arrogance. I have done this, I have done that, I have done this, I have done that. Unless there is a divine will, nothing happens. See, friends, like you must have seen, there are some people who get, let us take some stroke, and that particular part, that's the hand, gets paralyzed. So they want to scratch their face. So our hand is supported by two desires, two powers, two energies. One is ours, second is divine. I want to scratch my hand, but because it is paralyzed, I can't lift. But what normally happens? We take the divine energy for granted. See, friends. Therefore, the wise people are very, very clear. All that is happening is by the grace of the Guru, and therefore, Ishvaro Guru Arpeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine, the same Paramatma appears in the form of the Guru. So, in Ramcharitmanas you must have heard or read, Binu Hari Kripa Mile Nahi Santa. There are 4-5 types of grace which must shower on our life. First is the grace of the God. By the grace of the God, we come in contact with the saints and the sages. It is never by our efforts. If you look within yourself, see, I have moved to so many places, such great masters without my knowledge. I didn't know anyone, but they started coming. Where from they come? So God's grace comes in our life when we come across the saints and sages. First grace. Grace of the teachers comes in our life in the form of exposure to the scriptures, Shastra Krupa. Then the grace of the scriptures comes in our life in the form of wisdom and knowledge available. Three are over. Fourth is only one thing is remaining, and that is Atma Krupa. We have to bless ourselves. And we can bless ourselves only if we follow the instructions given in the scriptures as told by the teachers with complete surrender and faith. And this is exactly what Dhaneshwar Maharaj says, Sri Mannivruttinatheti Kyatam Daivatam Ashraye. So I take refuge at the feet of my Guru, Sri Mannivruttinath Maharaj. Gururityakhyaya loke sakshat vidya hi shankari jaityajna namastasya dayadraya nirantaram. Guru is nothing but the wisdom personified. See how beautiful the thoughts are. When we talk about knowledge, vidya, like science, physics, chemistry, we think in terms of objective understanding. We never think, oh, physics means Newton. No. See? So, he says, Guru Ritya Khya Loki Sakshar Vidya Hi Shankari. The ultimate Shankari Vidya means that knowledge, that wisdom, which is the ultimate good for us. So that Shankari Vidya, we start from Lord Shiva, is in the form of Guru which comes to us. Once I was in Vrindavan, like this sitting. It was little cold time, so in the sun I was sitting and dozen people sitting on the floor, and I was having my cup of tea. So one gentleman, I don't know who he was, came and sat and started asking questions. His question was, what is the need of a guru when everything is given in the book? Why we need guru, guru, guru? So I listened to him and then as if I had not heard, then again I started talking to somebody. Hey, get me some biscuits. Oh, it is so nice, it is cool, but not very cold, right kind of climate. Again he said, excuse me, I ask a question. When everything is given in the book, why we need a guru? So again I heard him carefully. And again I started talking to others, totally indifferent to his question. When this happened 2-3 times, he became very wild. You are insulting me before everybody. Why don't you reply my question? I said, sir, I wanted you to come to this level. Now you are qualified to understand the answer. Why don't you go and ask the book? Why do you ask me? See, friends, in our scriptures, it is said, Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasana. Shravan is listening to the scriptures, not reading. See, the book is the knowledge is printed in the book. Book is inert. Printing is inert. From the inert to convert into consciousness, there is a process. Out of the milk, if you want to take out the ghee, you just can't do like that. You have to go through a process. Exactly the same way, When the teachers have studied, spent their life, they have lived that knowledge, then that knowledge was lifted from the inert Jada book to their understanding. Now the knowledge is not in the book, now it is their experience. And then an experience alone can be communicated through another experience. Therefore, you will see that when somebody tells us, it clicks. It makes a dent on our mind because the knowledge is now transferred at the same level of consciousness. The teacher is talking not as somebody but as a consciousness, and the disciple, the student, is also listening not as just an average student of mathematics, physics, chemistry objectively, but he is a subjective seeker. Therefore, in the study of scriptures, simply reading the books is not enough. Many times we have this wrong notion. We take some English commentaries here and there and read, and we feel that we can understand everything. No. Listening to a living teacher is a must in the life of every seeker, at least initially. So, Guru Ritya Khayaloke Sakshan Vidya Hi Shankari. Therefore, Guru is none other than the wisdom, the knowledge, the ultimate spiritual knowledge personified, and Jaityajna. Therefore, may his words of wisdom be accepted by us with all humility and surrender, because he is an ocean of compassion for us, to him Nirantaram all the time. Therefore, to convert the knowledge into experience, we have to drop the knowledge aspect and experience should remain. Otherwise, the knowledge, if it is not converted into experience, it remains undigested knowledge. What is undigested knowledge? Take an example. Two persons, they have taken food. One has taken gulab jamun and shandesh. The other person has taken idli sambar, spicy and sweet. Something went wrong and both of them vomited. After looking at the vomit, will we say, oh, this is a Rasgulla vomit? And that is idli vomit. Vomition is a vomition, is it not? Exactly the same way, whether it is the worldly knowledge or the scriptures, if it is not digested, it comes out as a vomit. And a vomiting is always disgusting because it has come out from the wrong end. See, friends, therefore you must experience this thing. When we listen to some teachers, immediately it clicks. When we listen to some teacher, no, it's okay, but it's fine. It doesn't click because it doesn't come from the experience. It comes only from the lips. Therefore, Guru Ritya Khayaloke Sakhyan Vidya Hi Shankari Jaityajna Namastasya Dayadraye Nirantaram. So to this Guru, he is an ocean of compassion for the disciple, who is none other than the Brahma Vidya personified. To that Guru, our salutations and surrender all the time. No question. सार्धम केन च कस्यार्धम शिवयोः समरूपिणोः ज्ञातुं न शक्यते लग्नम इति द्वैतच्छलान्मोः. See, these 5 verses give us a complete scheme of spiritual sadhana. First, the Guru was invoked. As long as we consider ourselves to be the body, we require a Guru with the body. As long as we consider ourselves to be the body, we require a God, a personified God with the body. There was a great master, you all know the name, Ramana Maharshi, and he was asked by a person, when If God is without name and form, why we require a personal God, Rama, Krishna, Shiva, etc.? So he asks a very simple way. As long as you think you are a body, you require a God with a body. Very important. Because how can God take the body? So the teacher told, you are a soul, Jiva. When a dumb, ignorant idiot Jiva can take the body, why not God take the body? That gives us a support. We have to have an anchor. Unless we understand this, like in the deep sleep, nobody tells you because you are no more living as a body. Therefore, first we respect, revere, invoke the Guru's grace, and Guru's grace comes to us in the form of exposure to the scriptures. The Guru, then scriptures. And what the scriptures give us? The scriptures give us the knowledge. Now, what is the knowledge? The knowledge is given now in the third shloka. Sardham kena cha kasyardam shivayo samarupino jnatum na shakyate lagnam iti dvaita chalanmoho. Now this world is made up of the apparent duality. Dvaita chala means apparent duality. It appears as if it is two, but it is not two. It is something like this. Fire and the burning power of the fire. We are talking about two things. Now, if you are talking about two things, burning power and the fire, so they are two? No, they are not two. But then why do you talk about two? Because they are two. This is too much. Why they are two? Because you are burnt, is it not? Yes. Why they are not two? Can the burning power exist independent of the fire? It cannot exist. So it is two, and yet it is not two. This is called a Dvaita Chala. The apparent duality, but which is not anywhere. See, friends, this is a very subtle topic, very highly contemplative. One is the substance, and second is the attribute. Attributes have no existence without a substance. See, for example, truthfulness. Is truthfulness an object? Distant. What distant? No distant. Round. What is round? No, just round. So we have to have the substance and then the attributes. So attributes cannot exist without a substance. Now next step. The sweetness is the attribute and sugar is the substance. The sweetness is the attribute and the sugar cane is the substance. Then, can the sugar cane ever suffer from diabetes? Can the fire anytime get burned by the burning power? Can the water get drowned in the ocean? Can the water get into pieces when the waves break away? See? Therefore, the world is consisting of these two things. What is called as Shiva Shakti. Shiva is Purusha, the substance, and Shakti is the potentiality. Exactly the same way. Now, I'll just take you deeper, be attentive. Absolute is only one. When there is only one, there cannot be noise. For the noise, you require two. Now, this absolute one that we are has the infinite potentiality. When the potentiality is unmanifest, it is not experienced. Like this wooden table. This wooden table has fire element. Because of the fire element, this is a particular shape. Now the burning power of that fire element, when it is invoked in this wooden table, then the wooden table will be burned. Can we say that this fire is not in the table? It is. So, whenever the potentiality becomes manifest, the world is created. When the potentiality is unmanifest, the world dissolves. Now go within. Absolute reality is one. Now this reality has the potentiality, totally it is called as the Ch-Shakti. Ch-Shakti is the power of consciousness. So existence, the power of consciousness. Shiva and Shakti. Purusha and Prakriti. Man and woman. Husband and wife. Only man cannot produce children. Only woman cannot produce children. Only electricity doesn't have light. Only bulb doesn't have light. They have to come together. So this Paramatma, Sat, pure existence. His potentiality is called as Chit, the consciousness. This consciousness at the individual level is called as the technically Kundalini Shakti. The English they translate wrongly as the serpent power. Kundalini Shakti is present in every one of us. And the expression of that Kundalini Shakti is life. Be very attentive, take step by step. An expression of the life is mind. Expression of the mind is sense organs, organs of action. Expression of the sense organs are the objects. So, colors and forms are many. All of them are illuminated by the vision. Vision has no color, no form. And therefore, vision can illuminate every form and every color. Therefore, vision is the cause and colors and forms are the effect. Be very attentive. Where are we lost in this world? In this objective world. So much lost in the colors and forms that we are taken away from our own being at a far distance. Then we start living at the periphery of our personality. So when a person talks to other about himself or asks about other person, what is the topic? Only about past. What possessions I have, what relations I have. Possessions and relations take us away from ourselves. Now to understand this point, for the first time, a young mother, maybe in her 40s or so, she started reading and doing like this, keeping the book little away, bringing it near, and the kid started laughing at, "Mom, you are becoming very stylish these days. No, dear, it's not stylish. I am not able to see properly. Be attentive. Where is the attention now? Not on the object. Attention is on the vision. Now, what was happening earlier? Objects are covering the sense organs. So, as long as we give value and importance to the worldly objects, we are at the periphery of our personality. So, what will be the sadhana? Drop the objects, come to the sense organs. Drop the sense organs, come to the mind. Drop the mind, come to the life. Drop the life, come to the infinite potentiality dormant in us. And after invocation of the infinite potentiality, don't get carried away by that potentiality, but surrender it at the feet of the Lord and merge in Him. This is the path. Like in the worldly things, prosperity, name and fame are the obstacles for the spiritual path. In the same manner, in the inner journey, the various siddhis, various abilities to bless somebody, to curse somebody, they are the obstacles. And we get lost in that. This is the journey. This is what is mentioned here, that Sardam Kenaja Kasyadam Shoyo Samarupino. We are unable to recognize and place ourselves where I am. Am I at the periphery of the manifest, or have I reached the substratum of the manifest? Having reached the substratum of the manifest world, thereafter play the game of life. One doesn't have to go and bury oneself in a forest or in Himalayas. No. See, friends, this is what the teacher says, that Sadham kena kasyadam shiva samarupino nyatum na shakyate. But we are unable to understand where we are lost in this world. Either we are lost in the manifest world, or we want to get rid of this manifest world, and therefore we want to withdraw and go into hibernation. No. One has to be very much in this world and yet go beyond this world. Therefore, jnatum na shakyate lagnam iti dvaita chalanmuho, because it is dvaita chala, it is an apparent duality, but in fact, it is only one reality. Like the fire and the burning power, they appear to be two, but they are only one. Then one has to be discovered. See, friends, take one by one. There is one common space for all of us. We will not allow the Indian aeroplane to fly above the Pakistan airspace. I was always, my worries were very peculiar. When the earth is moving, will the space also move? Think. Space is one for all. Similarly, water is one for all. We are all made up of the same stuff, the five elements. It is not, gents are made up of five elements, ladies are made up of 3.5 elements. No, same. So, body-wise and the matter which has gone into the manufacture of the body is exactly the same. Then we come to the sense organs. Sense organs are the same. Everybody sees only by the eyes, not by the nose. Then, mind-wise, we are all the same. All minds have got the same problem. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madama, Asarya, desire, anger, greed, frustration, etc. And life-wise, we are all the same. And potentiality-wise, we are all the same. Everyone has equal potentiality to merge in the absolute. Like every drop has the equal potentiality to merge in the ocean. It is not those drops which have fallen from 300 feet, they only can merge in the ocean. Rest of them, they have to float? No. They are one. So, Dvaita Chala means we are separate only because our attention is on that which is perceived through our sense organs. Go beyond the limitations of the sense organs. See how to go. Not difficult. We are seeing so many people and so many things in this hall. Now, are we seeing the space? Yes and no. Unless we are aware of the space, the manyness cannot be established. Why the people are two? Because in between there is space. So, where is our focus? Our focus is on the shapes and the forms. Now, give zero value to the shapes and the forms. That experience is being. Take another example. We are hearing sounds. Now we are hearing sounds. 4 words made a sentence. Why these are 4 words? Because between the words there was silence. Now listen to the silence. Silence is common for all of us. Words are different. When I add some Sanskrit words, some of you may not know what is the meaning, but silence is common. In other words, wherever there is a speciality, samsara is born. The truth is non-specific existence. Table inert exists, electricity exists, human exists, furniture exists, sound exists, smell exists. Existence is common. This common existence is the destination. But this common existence is as if hidden, Dvaita Chala, as if hidden. Like what? Like the vision is hidden behind the colors and the forms. The hearing ability is hidden behind the sounds. The mind is hidden behind the sense organs. The life is hidden behind the mind. The infinite potentiality is hidden behind the life. And the absolute truth, the non-specific, undifferentiated, common existence is hidden behind this potentiality which is creating this world. This is the meaning of Dvaita Chala. Dvaita Chala is an appearance of duality which doesn't exist. The other day I was in Virginia. We went to some mall for my laptop, and when we were moving around, there was a show going on, a big screen, And one man has put on that virtual glass on his head, on his eyes, and on the screen we can see that it is a virtual boxer, and he was doing the boxing with that in the air only, and shouting, doing, and others are watching. Others are not seeing anything, but he in the air only. But for him, it was absolutely real, and he was one of the character in that particular virtual show, and he was fighting and getting hurt and all that. Nothing is happening to him. Till that glasses are on his head, it is a reality. In the same manner, till we are identified with this wretched body, this world is real. Just now when I slept here in the afternoon only, after my lunch, it took time for me to find out where I am. Where is the bathroom? Where I have to go? Because every day, new place, new bed. When you are staying in the same house, same bed, whole lifelong, you don't have to think. By default, the things happen. See, friends, because in the deep sleep, you are not identified with the body, therefore, you are nobody and nowhere. So, this world becomes real only after body identification. If we are convinced of this, then what will be our spiritual practice? Let us not live as the body, but let us live through the body. That is all. Then we will be living in duality, but we will not be influenced by the duality. See? This is the meaning of this sadham kerajakasyadam shivayo samarupino. You cannot differentiate whether the fire is because of the burning power or burning power is because of the fire. Who is with whom? Once a man, he came with his wife and told me, Swamiji, please tell her, she should respect me, I am elder than her. She should at least respect my age. I said, I will take her side. You always do like that. I said, no, she gives me food, you don't give me food. Then I told, did you get married one after another or together? Of course, we got married together. So what is your, how many years you are married? 15 years. I said, now both of you are teenagers. Who is fighting? Is the husband and wife, not the man and woman. Man and woman never fight. Husband and wife cannot live without fighting. And where are they? Think. And when there is a divorce, what happens to the husband and what happens to the wife? Where do they go? Nothing happens because they are nowhere. These non-existing entities, they are miserable in this world. If somebody is sleeping, you can wake him up. If somebody is pretending I am sleeping, you cannot wake him up. Think, friends. Therefore, sadham kena jakasyadam shivayo samarupinoho jnatum na shakyate lagnam iti dvaita chalanmoho. Therefore, this apparent duality should not be taken very seriously. Discover the substratum and play the game of life. After this is done, then there are two more prayers we will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.